My name is Vani and I cracked IIM Indore in 2022. In this video, we're gonna go over how to analyze your mocks. Luckily, there are only two things that could be going wrong. One is that your strategy is wrong or you have a conceptual clarity issue. How to know that your strategy is wrong? After you attempt the mock, you're going over all of your 45 questions. You're able to identify 5-6 questions that you knew that you could have solved, but you were not able to get there because of time management or other issues. However, when it comes to conceptual clarity, this is when after the mock, you're not able to find any question that you could have solved independently on your own. Now that we have that down, we need to go over how to solve each one of these. So if you have a strategy issue, you need to keep the red flags in your mind.
Did you waste time? Did you select easy questions? Do you have good accuracy? We push you to do better.
First things first, you need to solve all of the easy questions that are there in the mock. Second, you have to make sure that you're not spending more than 3 minutes as a rule on any of those questions. The only place it's acceptable to spend a little bit more time is towards the end of your mock, once you've already solved every other question that could have been solved under 3 minutes. And lastly, you're not panicking at any point of the exam. Anybody who has given 4-5 mocks at this point knows that no two mocks have the same difficulty level and no two IPMAT years had the same difficulty level. So if you're going in to the mock thinking, I have to solve 10 questions, that's a strategy flaw. You can't think that way. You need to sit down and think, hey, I don't know the difficulty of the exam. And the entire formulation of this attempt that the college is trying to bring is that you can't pattern hack the exam. They want to see how you make decisions, how you perform when you're thrown an unexpected thing in life, right? For every mock, there's a different difficulty level. And that's why you can't think in MCQ section today, I'm going to solve 10 questions. If I don't solve 10 questions, that's a bad attempt. This will ruin your actual exam as well, because if the clock hits 15 minutes or 20 minutes and you haven't solved 5 questions by then, you're going to be in trouble. If you've just solved 3, you're like, oh, how do I solve 7 questions in the next 20 minutes? I can't do that. And guess what? You end up not solving another 2 questions. And that is what hurts your mock exam. First thing, you have to pick all of the easy questions and solve them. Save all of the medium and hard level questions for later. Second, make sure that you're not spending more than 3 minutes on a particular question. And lastly, you're not going into the mock thinking the exact number of questions that you should be solving. Now, if you're facing a conceptual clarity issue, there are 2 reasons why this might be happening. First one is you have gone over all of the syllabus, but you're still not able to solve the questions. This means that you have not practiced enough type of questions. And you need to go back in revision mode and solve some more questions before you start actually seeing those results in the mocks.
Well, Afterboots had broken down IPMAT into 29 topics with 4 difficulty levels. It starts with basic questions, so you don't give up. If you get it wrong, learn from our really detailed solutions.
This doesn't mean that you have to stop giving mocks altogether, because if you do that, the part where you have strategy as a strength goes away, because strategy only comes with solving enough mocks. So you don't want to stop giving mocks. You have to accept the fact that, hey, my conceptual clarity is a little low. So I'm going to spend more time. I'm going to allocate more time towards revising these concepts. And maybe I reduce the frequency of the mocks, but I'm not going to stop giving mocks. Another reason is that you've never touched that topic before. Now, given that there's limited time left, it's all right if you miss out on some topics, but you still want to get the basics down, because there are a lot of easy questions that end up coming from these various topics. However, another thing that you can do is just pick the highly tested topics and make sure that you've covered them before you go to any other topic. There's a common misconception that arithmetic is tested the most and you should focus on that the most, but that's not true. Topics like algebra, modern math, and geometry are tested way more than arithmetic. So you really have to go through the topics that are tested the most when you're picking out these concepts that you need to learn. Remember that you don't have to know 100% of your syllabus, but you want to inch towards knowing 100% without stopping giving mocks. So These are the two pathways in conceptual clarity that you should be covering. Either you already have done it once, that means you need to revise and solve more questions of that particular topic that you're facing issues in. If you haven't really done it once before, you start prioritizing topics by the amount that they're tested while trying to cover as many as possible without stopping giving all of the marks.
Huh. Do you know how this dog got into an IIM? It wrote mocks. The best time to start studying was 2 weeks back. The second best time is now. Grab after boards today.
More than just mocks. Now with topic tests and unlimited sectionals. Grab afterboards today.
Attempt 3 free mocks at afterboards.in. It's only going to make you smarter. Here's a cute dog because you watched the advertisement.
Hey, it's afterboards.